Alright you guys, so let's just really hop into the video. First, I'm going to go ahead and say that I have been using, obviously, Balance by Alani Nutrition. You guys would have caught me dead trying to do this video a few months ago with my skin and how it was. So right now I'm obviously wearing no makeup. You can see all my redness in my face has gone down, but from using Tula skincare, the acne toner corrector, and also all my neck acne is gone. The side of my face, like I still have a few breakouts because
your girl did just start her period.
But, you know, for the most part, we're looking good. To get into this video, I have the questions pulled up that I asked on my Instagram. And so I'm just gonna kind of answer your guys' questions and give you guys an update on kind of what's been going on along with that. So to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and use my primer, which I've been using e.l.f. primer. Jeffree Star did a review of this and he said it was bomb, so I believed him and I got it.
How much has your weight and body changed since competing?
I think it's pretty obvious that my body has changed a lot and my weight. The lowest that I was when I was competing, I got down to under 116 pounds.
What the fuck?
And for reference, I'm probably over 140 right now. Yeah. So my body has definitely changed. Now, a lot of that, I needed that weight to be added back on, but I've definitely done a lot of quote unquote living the past couple of months. So it was definitely something that I'm probably holding a little bit of excess fat that I could have not had, but I definitely don't care. I think my body has definitely changed too. I'm much stronger. I'm able to maintain strength and my booty's gotten bigger, so hallelujah.
What is your biggest tip when you first try to start figuring out calculating your macros?
Tip for someone who doesn't have a coach is obviously make sure that when you use online macro calculators that you are using a wide range of them. Don't just do one and call it quits. Take a lot of them, take an average, and then kind of see what fits you. However, as always, I would highly suggest having someone do them for you just because we're our own worst critics as well. So if they say eat 200 carbs, a lot of people are gonna be like, no, so make sure that you're doing that. I do have my upcoming challenge, shameless plug, that's starting March 24th, and we do have bi-weekly macro coaching options with that. I'll put this stuff in the description box below, but I'm super excited for this challenge. It is a transformation challenge and my first ever spring shreds challenge, so let me know.
Do you get your bikini line waxed or sugared? I want to before I get married.
Same. So I do really want to get a Brazilian or something before my wedding, but honestly I've heard it hurts just so dang bad that I'm terrified. However, I've heard sugaring is better, so no, I've never done it, but if you do it, let me know. Right now I'm putting on my foundation. I'm using Shape Tape foundation. This has been my favorite foundation from Tarte. It's bomb.
If you aren't sore the day after your workout, does that mean you won't gain any muscle?
Nope, that's completely incorrect, my friend. If you're not sore after a workout, that's actually a good thing, kind of. So when you're sore, what soreness is tearing of the muscle fibers, right? So what we do as bodybuilders is we tear our muscle fibers to have them rebuild, and when they rebuild, they grow stronger, aka muscle. So when you leave a workout sore, sometimes that's great because you're like,
yeah, I'm sore.
and then sometimes it's bad. That's not the goal. Okay, hold on. That's never the goal and should never be. It can just set you up for a lot of failure. So if you're not sore after a workout, friend, I promise you're gonna be okay. If anything, just make sure that you're always just getting a good sweat, feeling good, leaving the gym, feeling accomplished, and don't leave trying to feel a certain way. Another question.
How did you expect the Arnold to be?
Tea time. So when I was going into the Arnold, I was scared AF. If you guys remember my video or even just my post after the Olympia, I was literally so disgusted with the fitness industry. I didn't want to be a part of it. I was just confused why people are turds. I was confused why I didn't fit in. I felt like I didn't fit in with any of the industry. And so after that, I really struggled with getting excited for the Arnold because I was like, if this is half the experience I had at the Olympia, I'm gonna leave so disappointed. I'm gonna leave upset. I'm gonna leave annoyed. I'm gonna leave not full, right? So when you go to an expo, you wanna leave and you wanna be like,
wow, that was so good. Where's my time?
And I was scared that I would go to the Arnold and leave literally being like,
That sucked, you know?
so I was expecting it to suck, honestly, but I knew that I was gonna personally put my best foot forward to make it a good time.
How tall are you? I saw your Lottie pics and you were the tallest. That's why I followed. Me too.
Thanks for following, girl. I am 5'7", so I feel like a lot of people are like, you look so tall. I have really long legs. Like my hips, I swear to God, stop right after my rib cage. So like the illusion of me looking taller is very common. I am tall. I mean, 5'7" for a girl is pretty tall, but I'm definitely not like a giant.
How is working with Justin like?
That's a good question. If you guys didn't know, my new coach is Justin. I talked about him, I think, in my Chicago vlog, but I didn't really get into it. But working with Justin has been really great. It's been super fun because it's new, it's fun. He programs clients differently. Like my workouts are different than I've ever done before. And I'm also in a different mental state than I've ever been before either. So it's been fun to just like actually enjoy being coached. You know, he answers all my questions. If I need some hype, he gives me hype. However, we lifted together when I was in Columbus and he literally got me to squat 225. And when I say he got me, it's because I would never have pushed myself by myself. So he pulls things out of you that like you don't even think you can do. It's been really great. Honestly, it's been worth it. And as always, I love Nick and he was such an amazing coach, but for this time in my life, it's just really working for me.
Could you go over the resistance options of your bands that will be restocking?
Yes. So here are the bands that I'm going to be restocking. I had different colors last time, but to go over them, virtually they're 3 different sizes. So you have a small here. This is very small, it's very tight, the resistance is very hard. So these are gonna be more for just quad focused exercises to add some more tension. And then you're gonna have the medium. This is just plain black. Again, you have a little bit more of a pull, but it's still gonna be a pretty hard band. And then lastly, you have my favorite band and the cheetah band. This is gonna be very loose, tension's still good. This one is gonna be your most used band. That's why I made it the prettiest. This is what I pretty much use for everything. The other 2 I use for numerous exercises, but very few and far between. The cheetah band I use for all things like hip bridges, squats, banded walks, clams, fire hydrants, etc. So you can get this full bag, plus all 3 of these bands are gonna go on sale on my birthday, April 6th, for $34.99, and then you get all of these shipped to your door. Shipping is still $8 and $20 for international.
What are some of your goals for the future?
One of my biggest goals, is definitely still owning my own gym. That's really like my bread and butter there. That's what I've really wanted since I started my fitness journey. I really just want to start my own gym. I want to make it my own. I want to have employees, you know, all these things. But virtually what I'm doing right now with my guides is I want to continue to create this, you know, just freaking amazing community of women that support each other and support the mission of DBFT. And then from there, you know, be able to bring these women into a common place, which would be a gym, you know, having that destination for people to come and just feel like they're a part of it. And, you know, that is your gym too. That's how I want my DBFT family to feel when they come visit my future gym someday, is like,
Hey, like, even though this isn't my home gym, this is my home gym.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the mentality. So that's kind of what my big goal is, and that's what all of what I'm doing now is funding. When I put, you know, money in my savings, and when I save and save, like I'm partially saving for the wedding right now because yikes. But I'm also saving for my future gym. So that's my big goal. But I think this is hard to do. I think another one of like my small goals, I wouldn't call it small, but like a sidebar goal would be to have my own sock line. Like that's probably not gonna happen for a while, but like again, looking forward into the future, like that's something that I would really like to create, like a sock line or like a gym makeup line or like a gym bag line, or continue with like my resistance bands and make them into like a line of just fitness stuff. You know, I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, like what's meant to happen is gonna happen, and until then I'm just gonna keep rocking and rolling with it.
Who do you see as your target audience?
That's actually a really interesting question, especially in like a business way. Like, you go girl, good terms, okay? My target audience, sorry, I can't do this and talk. My target audience really is anyone, you know, I would say ages like 18 to upwards of like 40s that really just want to get back in shape. They want help, they want guidance, or they want a little hype. I think when I was younger, like when I first started my journey, I catered very much to people that were young, right? Like I brought in a young demographic because I am young. But I think as I continue to mature in age, I'm able to bring in more people of different ages. So I think that that's a really cool aspect of like how I've grown over the past year. But that would be just my target audience, really, is just people looking to make a change without giving up the fun part of life. You know, like I did that for so long, and maybe not as extreme as some people go through, like with preps and stuff, but I gave up a lot of life. And so I think I'm looking to help those people that don't want to give up life, but they still want to achieve, you know, this physique goal that they've always had. Does that make sense?
Girl, I love you. Just wanted to say you're amazing. Always rave to people about you.
Thanks, sis.
What does your food intake look like per day? Do you eat as much protein as possible?
Right now, I'm at about 150 grams of protein a day, and my food intake each day is about 2,000 plus calories. I'm currently eating the most that I have since before prep last year, which is great. And I've also had obviously like the most flexibility. That's kind of like my food intake in terms of calories. And then in terms of like the food I eat, I really just eat like whatever I want. I mean, I hate it when people say that, but like honestly, some days it might just be like a lot of protein bars and like Subway because I'm on the go. And then some days it might be like a whole meal with veggies and fruits and all the good. It really does change day to day. I try my best to focus on, you know, having a
Whole diet, like being smart, like
all that. But some days, dudes, like, I mean, you know it, we're all busy humans. Like, it's just hard. And so I just try to do what I can when it comes to that. And then in terms of protein intake, I eat, like I said, 150 grams. So protein intake, that's about all I get. I always, with my clients, always want at least like 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. And I think that that's a good rule of thumb. And that's what I was taught like all through school and all through my certifications.
What do you think about fasting?
That's also a great question because I actually do fast. Not so much like on purpose or like,
oh my gosh, if I don't fast this day, like I'm screwed.
but I do typically wake up in the morning around 8:30. I take my dogs for a walk and I do my devotions and like spend time with God for about an hour. And then from there, I get right to work. I do my greens, my water, and then I finally have coffee. And I typically don't eat until an hour before the gym. And that could be anywhere from like 11, and that could be even upwards to 1 p.m. So I don't purposely fast, but it does work for me and work from my schedule. So I think that fasting is great. It's all about like, does it work for you, and does it fuel you? Is that what works best in your life? I think that lifestyles matter based on like, are you on the go? Do you work from home? Do you work from an office? Do you get to work late, etc.? But then also your digestion. I think that it can be very beneficial for digestion, and it's helped a lot of people, including myself, with that.
Do you have names picked out for future babies with Wyatt?
Yeah, we do. I would confidently say we do. I feel like you can never really actually have a name because I feel like that baby comes out and you'd be like, that just does not look like a Jeff. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's gonna like be up in the air until we actually have children, but we do have 2 names picked out, one for a boy and one for a girl, that are like dead on. So I feel like it'll fit anyway, but you never know.
What is your number one piece of advice for someone wanting to start a business?
Number one piece of advice is honestly educate yourself. Like, go visit accountants, go visit financial advisors, go visit people with small businesses. Like, go out of your way to educate yourself on what they've done right and how to properly run your business. Because if you start running it bad from the start, it's really hard to turn it around. So I'm very much an advocate of people take messy action, you know what I mean? Like, just go for it. And I'm so for that. But in the sense of go for it, also make sure that you're at least encompassing like what to do correctly so that you're not screwed when it comes down to the future and like future endeavors and stuff. But ultimately, my number one piece of advice, like I said, would be do your research, but also still just go for it. You know, there's never any harm as long as you're not like investing a huge amount of money into a startup. But for me, like there was nothing to lose. So I kind of just went for it. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't.
What are you most nervous about on your wedding day?
I think I'm most nervous about not crying a lot. Like seriously, I'm such a crier and I'm actually terrified that I'm gonna ruin my own wedding day and like my makeup by crying too much. So I think I'm most worried about being just so overwhelmed and emotional. But I think besides just being emotional, I'm mostly worried about my wedding dress. And I say that because I have my first fitting in May and I literally had to tell my coach, like I had to tell Justin, like, hey, we need to take out back. Like I can't hit back anymore. Like my lats are so wide in my dress, just
That mix.
I think I'm just most worried about like continuing to build muscle or maintain my physique and figure out what looks best and what fits best in my dress and keep that consistent. Like it's just as hard to maintain a physique than it is to build it, you know? So that's probably what I'm most worried about.
What has been your biggest accomplishment as a coach?
I think my biggest accomplishment as a coach honestly has been being able to set so many women free from the wrong information. They come to me and they're eating no carbs, or they come to me and they're doing hours of cardio, and just being able to switch that around and show them the power of fueling their body correctly and seeing them just drop the weight they've always dreamed or gain the muscle they've always dreamed of having. So that's probably been my biggest accomplishment with literally almost every client I've worked with. Some clients obviously have different goals, like wanting to maintain or just wanting to educate themselves. But for those that come to me looking to transform, I truly do that with them. And so I think that's the best thing that I can be proud of.
Not a question, but you are the most inspirational, sweetest person I've met. Real, in person, and online.
Thank you, Madison. That's so kind of you.
What do you do to prevent bloat?
So one of the things I do, honestly, is first make sure that I'm not eating a lot of foods that do bloat me, like peanut butter.
Is a no.
So I just don't eat it as often, but I do take digestion by Alani Nutrition, and for real, that helps so much. It has digestive enzymes, so it breaks down foods as you eat it. So it just helps me. I take it before every cheat meal, every meal in general. It just helps me not feel as bad. So I'd look into that, but ultimately just keeping water high as well as potassium is gonna help you flush it out.
Is your wedding dress more on the conservative or the risky side?
That is so funny you ask, because I thought it was gonna be a little risque. Maybe not risque, but you know, I wanted to go for like a deep plunge or, you know, whatever. And I have to say, it is nothing like I thought I was gonna get. So for all of you guys that think you have this vision in your head of like what your ring's gonna look like or what your dress is gonna look like, I promise you it won't. It's crazy how much it changes when you're in that position and you finally like choose the thing. It's like never what you thought. So just keep an open mind when you guys are in that situation.
Are the workouts in your new guide going to be really long or doable for students?
All workouts in all of my guides are doable in under 60 minutes, mostly 45 to 60 minutes. I do this because first off, you don't need to be in the gym that long, and second off, you just don't need to be there. So make sure that you're doing that and make sure that you're enjoying it. That's why I personally create all these to be, you know, 45 to 60 minutes. You're not in there slaving, you're there to have fun, and then you come back and then you kill it. Babe, Wyatt, we have like 10 minutes before we need to leave.
Okay.
But like you need to keep track of time or else I'm gonna get lost in this. And kind of get the dogs ready.
I got 10 minutes.
If you could lift only upper or lower body for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
Definitely upper body, guys.
Leg days suck. Like, I don't know why people get so hyped for them. I cannot stand hitting legs. There's a few leg day movements that I'm like,
Can't wait.
but overall, like leg days blow.
How are the twins? It's been a while since you've been updating us on your recovery. How has it been?
Something that I haven't talked about in a while. I always plan to and I literally forget. So the girls are doing well. You know, every month they're still like softening and like getting more natural looking. I do have a very wide chest cavity. So when I'm just like chilling in a, you know, unpushed together like bra, they do like, I have a small gap, but like I had that before. You know, like even when I did have boobs back in the Dizzy, I still had that. So it's not an issue for me, I don't care. But as I continue to gain more like natural body fat back, they're becoming even more natural looking, so that's sweet. Everything's great. I do pull-ups, push-ups, chest, bench press. I even hit like over 100 pounds on bench press for like a PR. I really had nothing inhibit me. There's a few chest movements that just feel like,
should I be doing this?
and then I'm fine. But there's only those few things that really like I feel it and I'm like, like I'm just gonna pass on this. But overall, I still do everything, and my scars, like you can't even see them. They're, I don't even know, oh yeah, right there, and then right there. But yeah, you can't even see my scars, so it's been bomb, dude, not gonna lie. Like, I know there's a lot of things going around about breast implant illness, and I'm sure like a lot of people's bodies just aren't made for foreign objects, but for me, like I've never felt better. I feel amazing, and my body definitely did not reject it. Everyone has their own experience, but for me, like not only was my surgeon great, recovery was great, but my experience has been great.
What is your favorite memory with Wyatt?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think one memory that just comes to mind is just like the first time we ever drove to Ohio together, and we were driving there, and he had this old truck that was his grandpa's truck that he had in college, and so we were driving back there. He's right here, so he's probably listening to me. They said, what's your favorite memory? I said, probably the first time we were driving to Ohio. So we had this truck, and it worked good, you know, like it worked. We're like 20 minutes from being like his house. We're like 20 minutes out from his house, and the car literally breaks down, like starts smoking, everything. Remind you, this is like the first time I was going to meet his family, everything. So we had to pull off to the side of the road, wait for like a tow truck to come get us, and it was just so funny. And that was probably one of the best memories that like jump out about us, because it was like, wow, like this is our first time hanging out, heading to Ohio, heading to your hometown, and we break down in this old truck. It was funny. But between that and obviously getting engaged, like those were probably the best, like that, getting engaged, that was like the best weekend of my whole entire life. It was just so fun, so special, and Wyatt made it the specialist, so go him.
What is your biggest inspo behind what you do, family, financial freedom, etc.?
I think one of my biggest inspirations truly are Hayden and Katie. Not only are they in the fitness industry and have been for years, but they've created just this amazing community of Katie Hearn girls, but also so many other companies, right? So they have like Alani and Onyx and Rose and Bite Meals and things to come. And so it's just like so inspiring and empowering to see what you can do so young and continue to build it as you're older into things that are going to be long terms. In the fitness space, people get so caught on the short-term game and like,
oh, I want 1 million followers now.
Like, guess what? Like, if they're not 1 million customers, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. Really learning to like create a business and creating that support and love and passion and rapport behind your business, they inspire me the most. And also just how they are as husband and wife and as parents. I mean, you can tell me below if you agree, but I'm sure you do. So I think the last question I really just had is like,
what is new with me? Like, tell me about your goals.
So I kind of talked about this in an Instagram post, but lately I've just been really living life. I've been really just living life, being able to just enjoy everything again and just enjoy the strength my body has. Like, I'm pushing weight and I look so full and I do look healthy, like I really do. Some days body image can be so hard for me because, again, like I'm so used to seeing myself this lean state all year, and it coming out of that and having that more flexibility in my diet and my lifestyle, obviously that's not a physique that is maintainable for me with what I've been doing. So it's been weird to just see that adjustment, and I'm sure as anyone who has just come from even just being so overweight and losing weight, you get scared to like look that way again, right? So then you start to be too overconscious about your body. And I think that's what I'm trying to find, that balance, is just being so appreciative of the health that I have and the strength that I have. And that's one of my goals, to continue to become stronger, but also continue to push for my best. So I don't want to be content where I'm at, because I do want to keep pushing. So I am still trying to find that balance there, but I think overall with Justin being my new coach and knowing what I really need to be doing is a great start. So I have new accountability. I'm not weighing myself. I'm not stepping on the scale. I'm not caring about my body fat. I'm just really going by how I feel. And I think that's been a huge switch in mindset, especially after weighing myself every day for over 2 years. You start to create this number in your head of what you need to weigh, and as much as you say like, oh, it doesn't bother me, like it really started to bother me. Becoming very honest with myself was important. Just my goals going forward are continue to grow my business, use my experiences, use my journey, use what I've done for others to continue to just create and host this community of people that can do it too. So if you're someone that is interested in that, like I said, I have my new challenge coming up. We have an amazing opportunity to win up to $750. I have a brand new guide. Like it's gonna be great, and I'm really putting and pouring a lot of effort into this new season of my life. So make sure that if you guys don't already, follow me on Instagram. I've been doing March Madness, 31 days of workouts. It's been
crazy,
but I know that it's gonna be so worth it and has been. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you like these question and answers. Just wanted to update you guys a little bit and answer some things that you guys are always asking. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Comment below if you have any additional questions, or comment below what you wanna see next week. Really wanna focus on getting at least one video up per week. And now that I'm finally done traveling, hopefully I can do that. So thank you for being here. I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing week ahead, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Love.